Hello my dear students, today once again I welcome you on my YouTube channel Taran Classes, and I have brought another interesting story. But first of all I want you to cover the whole space because it's very difficult, but I feel like it's very interesting chapter. It's a class 12 chapter. The name of the chapter is the third level from Vistas book, and it's written by Jack Finney. So let's look at the different characters. First of all, we have Louisa, who is Charlie's wife. Another character, Charley, a 31 years old man. Sam, it's Charlie's friend, a psychiatrist friend in fact. Then we have a reference of the station, that is Grand Central Railway Station. And we have first aid covers. And we have different places mentioned in the story, that is Roosevelt Hotel, 46th Street, Times Square and Central Park. Then we have the reference of the three different presidents of America, that is Roosevelt, Cleveland and Garfield. We have also mentioned of the place like Galesburg, Illinois, and the dates that are 11 June 1894 and 18 July 1894. Now look at the story. The story begins with Charlie's statement, and he says that even the higher authorities of the Grand Central Railway Station, they say that there are only 2 levels, but he say no, I will still say that there are 3 levels. Now we have to see what the 2 levels are actually. 2 levels here means that at one place from where you get the train of the 21st century. Second level is that place from where you will get the train to suburban areas. But he says no, there is one more place at the Grand Central Railway Station, and that directly goes to the 3rd level. Third level is actually a different world, a world which is almost 100 years back. He says no one is ready to believe me or believe my story. And he says when I told all this to my psychiatrist friend Charlie, in fact psychiatrist friend Sam, so he did not believe, and rather he started telling that because Charlie, you are not happy in this present world, that's why you are thinking of the 3rd level. It means if I am not happy, means Charlie is talking to himself that if I am not happy, so I am thinking of the 3rd level. That was a statement made by his friend to him, and his friend name is Sam Wiener, who is in fact a psychiatrist. So Charlie did not like the statement, but rather he felt very bad, and he started giving the examples. He said that in the present world everyone is not happy at all, but it does not mean they are looking for some temporary refuge from the reality. He also gives the example of his grandfather, who was very rich, but even then he was involved in stamp collecting. He was also giving the example of President Roosevelt, who was also involved in stamp collecting. So it does not mean that these people were also wanting to run away from the present world, from their present world in fact. So then he gives his own example that one day he got late while doing some work in the office, and he decided to go through the subway at the Grand Central Railway Station. In fact, he thought if he would follow the bus, he may get late, so it's better to follow the subway. And then he started moving and moving, but he did not know where he was going, and he started talking to himself like earlier also at this place, means at the Grand Central Railway Station, whenever he had gone through the subway, it was growing like a tree, means directions were not the same, and he got confused. Many a times he found himself in front of the Roosevelt Hotel or 46th Street or Times Square or any other place like that. So that day he did not know that where he was going, but he was just moving and moving in a sloping way. So when he had gone almost half a mile, some distance, what he found, some sort of gleaming, shining of fire. But it was not good enough, it was very light. And when he got close to that place, he found that it was only open gas flame light. He also noticed many people there, many men and women. Men were having beard, sideburns, big mustache, and even they were also wearing derby hat. Derby means sporting hat. And women were have the palm leaf fans in their hands. They were sitting in their gardens. So that were some clues to him that he was, or he had reached to some different place. But there were some other things also that he noticed, and what he found, that there was also a copy of the newspaper, and the date mentioned on the newspaper was something different. It was 1894, 11 June 1894, as I have already mentioned there, and the picture of the President Cleveland, something different. But for furthermore, when he went ahead, what he found, a ticket window, and he wanted to take 2 tickets for himself and for his wife Louisa, so that he could show her the place of 1894, that is Galesburg, Illinois. But when he went to the ticket counter for buying tickets, and he wanted to just give him the money, that ticket collector looked at the money and said, "Hey mister, this is not a money, and you cannot go far away," because he showed his own currency notes. And what Charlie found, that it was the old currency notes, and he had the new currency notes. So what the other things, he thought it's better to leave that place because it could be troublesome for him. And there is one more reference, that at the time the eggs were only 13 cents a dozen. 1 dozen eggs for only 13 cents. So he thought it's better to go back to his own place, to his own present world, and then bring some old currency notes and find that and visit that place once again. So he came back to his real place again. But when he reached his own real place, what he found, that his friend Sam, who had always neglecting his ideas about that 3rd level, he had gone there. And how he got to know that he had gone there? Because when he reached his office and talked to his office boy, the office boy told that he had taken some old currency notes of almost $800. And to make it more clear, he started looking for his first day covers. I have also mentioned here the first day cover. What is first day covers? First day cover is actually when a stamp is issued for the first time. It is put in envelope, and that envelope is addressed to your own home, and you put it into the mailbox. They put the stamp there, and stamp gives you the exact idea of the date when the stamp was issued. And when you get the envelope, you keep it into your cupboards, in your custody, and it becomes a first day covers because you never open it. Only a blank paper is kept in that envelope. So when he was searching all the first day covers, what he found? He found one letter written to his grandfather, and it was written by his friend Sam Wiener, who had already gone to that place, that is the 3rd level. And what he said, "Oh Charlie, you are absolutely right, because you were talking about the 3rd level, and I'm already here. I'm really enjoying. I have to go for one lemonade party, and I also want to tell you that I have changed my business. Earlier I was doing the work of a psychiatrist, but now I have started doing the work of a haystack business." So this really shocked Charlie, and he wanted to tell his wife about all that, but his wife never wanted him to think about the third level once again. But he started searching for the third level again, as he had already withdrawn $300 from the banks, and that had also given him only 200 old currency notes. But that was not good enough, because he never found the third level again. And in that way the story comes to an end. Now you have to see what does actually the third level means. Third level means such a place which never exists in reality, but in your heart's heart you start thinking about such a place that you feel like is better than the present world. I feel you might have understood the meaning of the story. Thank you for watching YouTube channel Taran Sir Classes, and keep on watching. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day. But before that, we just have a look at all the details that I have already mentioned here, and these details will help you in understanding the story very well. Thank you very much.